What is going on YouTube in the Viper Den? It is dviper0020 here, aka Doug, and tonight we've got another Guess the Grade video. However, this one is even more special than normal. Normally, we're guessing the grade for my cards. Today, I have cards for my best friends. They have some cards that they wanted to send in with some of mine, and they are allowing me to guess the grade. So let's hope I do good for them, for me, for all of us. Let's hope I have accurate guesses, and let's hope they come back very good from TGA as well. Let's check it out, guys. Alright, we're just gonna get straight into this. This one is Torzak. This is his alt art Celebi that he pulled out of the new Fusion Strike set. And this is a super nice card. I haven't opened any Fusion Strike myself, so this is very cool to see this. This one it's in very good condition. I really like this card. There's a couple small issues with it, but overall I think this is gonna grade really well. The main thing that I said was wrong with this card was centering. So if we look at the centering on this card, if you look at the top border to the bottom border, it favors the top. The sides look pretty good. The bottom border is thicker than the top. And then on the rear, I actually said that it's skewed a little bit. It looks like, when I say skewed, it's almost like twisted the way that it's printed, like it's ever so slightly shifted. Not a huge thing, but it's ever so slightly shifted. So, again, with this card, centering really the only issue. And because of that, I'm going to say that this card gets a TGA 9.5. It's going to grade very well. The next card, another beautiful alt art, the Dragonite V. This is actually one of my chase cards in Evolving Skies. I just wasn't lucky enough to pull it. But I have pulled other very, very nice alt arts, so I can't complain. Now, with this one, again, very, very good looking card, but you can already see that the centering is favoring the left side, right? So, the centering's pushed over. The back, I think the back was actually decent, but it's still not perfect. Like, the bottom's thicker, the bottom border is thicker than the rest. That is that the bottom right corner of the front is almost pushed out. You can actually start to see it right there. Okay, so this is the bottom right corner. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. That flash did not help. Okay, you could see what I'm talking about when I go and move it like right there. There you go. You see how the front, it's just kind of like pushed out a little bit on the front. It's not like, you don't see whitening or anything under it. It's just, it's a slight blemish. So because of that, and then the centering on this card, I'm going to go with a conservative 9, a TGA 9. It could come back as a 9.5. I'm not 100% sure, but I think a 9 is a pretty safe bet on this one. So TGA 9, Dragonite V alt art. Alright, now this next one, it was a little tough for me, because I don't do vintage cards. Like, I don't have the vintage cards to send, really. Like, I do have some, but they're not in good enough shape to send. This one is the promo Surfing Pikachu, and I believe it's in French? It could not be, I don't know, I don't know this language. But it is something, it's a different language, it's not English. It looks great, though. Like, overall, it looks very good. There are some issues with it. I think you can see. I know, even though it's kind of, maybe you can't see. It's a little hard with the yellow on yellow. But centering is something that I did write down. And it looks like the left side is thicker than the right. So centering, one of those things. We have some light scratching on the card. It's gonna be hard to see with the sleeve on, but again, I don't really want to take these sleeves off. I've handled them enough, you know, I don't want to over handle them. But ooh, you could kind of see on the right side of the card in the middle. It's hard to tell, but there's light scratching on the surface of this card. And then there's also some whitening and corner whitening. So we'll be able to see this with the black light. So right in the top right, you can see that just shining at us. And then the bottom left, it's a little bit, it's not terrible, but a little bit. And then there's just a couple little like white specks on the sides, you know, on the left side by my thumb. But overall, like I said, it's a very good looking card. And I mean, this is an old card. It's not like this is a you know, pull it out of a pack and it's just like, yeah, I'm sending it in. He's owned this for a while, right? So, and then there's a little white speck up top. You can see it in the middle there. And then some whitening on the right side as well. Normally, I don't have kind of this many blemishes, so he's making me work for this one. I might be completely off. I actually wrote down here. I'm gonna change what I wrote here. I'm gonna give this a TGA 8. Could be a 7.5, but I'm gonna give it an 8. So we'll see what this comes back as. This is actually gonna be a real test to see just how well I do, but TGA 8, let's see it. Alright, and moving on to the last card that Zach is gonna be sending in, we've got the gold Lunala GX. Now, this card is nice. I really, really like this card. Overall, great condition. The centering is maybe a little bit off. Very, very slight centering issues. Like, I think the bottom's a little thicker than the top. And I think the left side is a little bit thicker than the right side's a little bit thicker than the left, I think. I didn't write down exactly which side was like heavier on centering. The rear is pretty good. I think it might be heavier. The right side might be slightly thicker, but I don't think that would really be marked down. I think that the centering's fine. Now, the biggest issue I had with this is there is a scratch on this card on the back. Let's see if we can see it. So there is some scratch. There is a scratch that, oh, there you go. You can see it right there. So it's going right under the M in Pokemon. You can see it, and it actually goes down the card, like down the Pokeball. And then I think there might have been one on the Pokeball itself, but that main one is the one under the M. That is right there. There you go. That's perfect. That is going to be marked down. Like, that's going to mark you down a little bit for sure. The centering was, I don't know how much they're going to mark down scratches, because again, most of the time I just send in pack brush cards, so I don't know exactly what they're gonna say about that. So with this being said, the centering and that scratch on the back, I still think we can get a 9.5, but I don't know for sure if that scratch is going to ding us down a little bit more. But I'm going to go for a TGA 9.5 here. That's what I think we're going to get. Alright, and now for the next card. This one is actually for Corinne, or Corinne, as I like to say, which is Zach's wife. She has this super nice Mimikyu card. I really, really like this card. The centering isn't perfect. Not bad, but not perfect. Okay, so what I wrote down was they're obviously centering slightly. There are surface scratches, they're light, but there's still surface scratches on the front and, or on the back mainly. I think I found a couple on the front. But they weren't bad. This sleeve isn't doing this card justice, but again, I don't want to take it out too much. There is a scratch. I just looked at it with my eye. You can see above the red on the Pokeball, on the right side of the Pokeball. There's a little bit of a scratch there, but overall, it's just some surface scratching. And then there is some slight whitening, which I'll get the black light now. And you can see the top right, we got some whitening going on. And then the bottom right, there's just a little bit of whitening here and there. And that was like the biggest thing with this card. I feel like the whitening and then the surface scratching. I don't think there's anything weird going on the front. Is there? I don't see any like whitening or anything like that on the front. It's mainly just the back of the card. But overall, it's a beautiful card. Like, I love the looks of this thing. It's just because of the little bit of whitening and then the surface scratches. I'm gonna go with a 9. We're gonna go with the TGA 9 on this one. Hopefully we got that nailed down. This is a great looking card. It's gonna look good regardless. It's gonna look great slabbed. All these cards are gonna look great slabbed. Alright, and for the last card that we have, this is actually for one of my best friends, Ben. I reviewed his collection on one of my old videos. He's got all the crazy Wizards of the Coast, like, awesome, old, you know, base set cards, fossil, jungle cards, like, super, super nice cards. And he wants to get this bad boy slabbed. So, one of his, like, I think he has 5 or 6 Charizards. One of them he wants to be in a slab. So, this was tough for me because, like, it's a Charizard, right? It's amazing. However, he gave me 3 Charizards to look at and basically wanted me to pick the best one. There are little issues with all of them. This one had the least amount of scratches on the holo, which he was a kid when he pulled this, so there's going to be scratches, right? Which you can see. That actually might be a factory line going right out of his mouth. But there are scratches on the holo pattern, which is you can't get around that, you know. Still absolutely beautiful, and I think it's gonna look great in a slab. But there are little issues with it, you know. The centering on this card was actually one of the not the greatest as far as the centering goes with the rest of the Charizards, the other 2 Charizards that he had, but the condition with the scratching and the whitening that's on this card compared to the other 2, it was the best out of those. So I had to go with this one. I hope, Ben, I hope you're cool with that. I hope you're happy with the grade. I hope you're happy with the card. But overall, I think this is still going to be an awesome card to have in a slab. But let's use a blacklight so I can show you kind of what I mean. Alright, so the corners, we have some whitening. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad right now, but I know I've seen the top left slight whitening. The bottom right or bottom left there. So the bottom right also has a little bit of whitening. There's also a tiny little piece of lint. Oh, it's not there anymore. Never mind. There is a slight bit of whitening in the bottom right. It's just the centering on this. Like, you can see it's favoring the right side on the back as well. Alright, when we go to the front with this, it doesn't look like there's too much, like, whitening per se, but there is, like, you can kind of see, I guess, the whitening on the sides. That's more like a hollow, like, bleed thing that's going on the hollow edging is what I think I wrote down. But, like, nothing too crazy. There's a little bit of lint on it from me. But overall, not in terrible condition. It's just the scratches that I think are gonna ding us. Let's turn this on real quick. See if you can see the scratch. Oh yeah, there you go. Now you can see those scratches a little bit better. Now you understand why I'm going to give it the grade that I'm going to give it. The scratches are just what kills me, unfortunately. It's only really on the holo pattern. On the other 2 cards, he had some scratching on the cards itself, like on the like text area. There might be, yeah, there's a little bit of like imperfection, a little bit of scratching, if you will, on the back. But I think the holo pattern is where it's really gonna get us. You can't really see that hollow edging that I was talking about too much, but there's like hollow edging on it as well. It doesn't help that it's also in this inner sleeve, so there's that. But this card is absolutely beautiful. It's gonna look amazing in a slab. We all know that. But I'm gonna be optimistic, and I'm gonna say we're gonna get a 7.5 on this one. If it comes back higher than a 7.5, I will be extremely, extremely surprised. I think 7.5 is a very respectable grade, to get on this old of a card, though. So, TGA 7.5. That's what we're going with this one. Alright, guys, and that is my friend's kind of grade guesses. I really hope that I'm accurate. These were tough ones because there's a couple like old ones in there that I'm not used to trying to guess the grade on older cards. So now I just gotta play the waiting game, and you guys just gotta hang out for a second, and then we're gonna get straight to the grade results. Check it out.
A few moments later.
Welcome back, guys. We are here. I am here with this sealed box that I haven't even cut into yet of slabs from TGA. So, this is part 2. Let's just see what we get. Let's do it right now. We're breaking the seal right now. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. There are the things. Let's get into this, guys. All right, guys, here we go. We are ready to get straight into this. Let's see what we got. First of all, let's do a quick shout out to Chad as the primary grader and Tyler as the head grader. Thank you for grading these cards. Let's hope you guys hooked us up with some good grades. All right, let's get straight into the first one, guys. We've got the beautiful peel to reveal stickers. This is gonna be really cool. This is a lot neater than me trying to like hide the score like I used to do. So this is gonna be nice. So up first we have Zach's Celebi V alt art. Now with this one, I said we were going to get a 9.5 on it. My guess was a 9.5, and the reason for it was I said centering was a little bit off. The front favors the top, and the back is slightly skewed. So I wonder if you can kind of see the bottom's a little bit thicker than the top. And then the back, I said, was a little skewed. It's kind of hard to tell, but the back is a little skewed, like the bottom left is thicker than the top right. But let's just get straight into this, guys. Let's see what we have. We're going to do the first peel to reveal that I have ever done. 9.5. By the way, I said it was going to be a 9.5. So I got to this point before before we reveal. Is it a 9.5? It's a 9.5. There we go. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid. I am not going to take these out of the wrapper like I normally would, my own, just because these are my friends, and I'm going to let them enjoy unwrapping them. And I'm going to try to put this back on there. But that is solid. Celebi alt art for Zach is in fact a 9.5. All right, let's get into the next one. We have a card that I'm jealous of. I wanted to pull this one myself. This is the alternate art Dragonite V from Evolving Skies. Another one of Zach's cards. Absolutely beautiful card. I really, really like the art. I mean, who doesn't like the Sleeping Dragonite, right? The Sleepy Dragonite. On this one, I actually said it was going to be a 9 because of centering. And then the bottom right corner of the front was kind of pushed out a little bit. I think I used a light to see it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the slab. It's really, really hard to see, but bottom right corner had a little bit of weird stuff going on. It's definitely hard to see inside the slab, but then if you look on the back, the centering, you can see how thick the left border is compared to the right. Oh, that was on the, I thought there was a little white speck, but that was on the plastic itself. But all right, let's see what we get on this beautiful Dragonite. Again, I said it was going to be a 9. Let's see what we get. It could be a 9.5, but I said 9. Let's see. It's a 9.5, so it was a little higher than my guess. Definitely take the 9.5. Hands down, that is a beautiful, and the blue looks very, very nice with the card. Absolutely beautiful. I think Zach will be pretty happy with a 9.5 on this. Alright, up next we got the old school surfing Pikachu, but I think this one is in like French or something. Like this is a different language. As you can see, it's not HP, it's PV. But it's and surfer. I don't know how to say that. But it is it's in a different language. This one was weird for me because it's an older card. I'm not used to doing older cards. I'm used to very pack fresh cards. So this one is definitely going to be a little bit of a challenge. I'll say that right now. Now, what I put on here is that it was going to get an 8 because it has a little bit of whitening, a little bit of corner whitening, and light surface scratches, with a little bit of center. I don't know how. Maybe I was being a little harsh on centering. It's so hard to tell on these electric type cards, just because there's so much yellow. But there were some issues with it. I mean, it's an older card though, so if we get higher than an 8, I'm gonna be pretty excited. However, an 8 is what I said, so let's see. Do we have higher than an 8? Let's peel to reveal. We've got a 9.5. I am actually really impressed on this one. That's actually awesome. Pokemon World Collection. See, I don't know that I put all this in my... So whoever's doing the research on this, thank you. Because I don't think I had all this info on this card. But it's a 9.5. If Zach isn't happy with that, dude, I don't know what to tell him, because I am actually amazed. My notes are... I don't know what I'm doing, apparently, at Guess the Grade with older cards, because this is great. We got a 9.5, so let's move right along to the next one. All right, let's go straight to the next one, guys. We have Zach's last card. We've got the gold Lunala Gx. This card is super cool. Everybody likes gold cards, right? Now, this one, I said it was going to be a 9.5, okay? 9.5 because there's a scratch on the back, the right side of the ball. I have no idea if we're going to be able to see that in the slab. I'll see if I can see it with my eye first. A scratch. I don't know if we can really see scratches on it. I mean, maybe they're... What I saw... Maybe we don't have a scratch on this. I don't know. I thought I saw a scratch on the side of the ball there, but this card is in very good shape. I said the only thing that was going to knock this thing down from a 10 would be slight centering, and it's slight. I mean, if you look at the top, on these GX cards, they have that really thin border, but if you look at the top, there's a small gap at the top for the border compared to the bottom. It's not big by any means. That's why I'm saying if it's going to be dinged, it's going to be... And then the left side's a little thicker than the right side for centering. But if it's going to get dinged from a 10, it is because of centering. So let's see. I guess a 9.5. I'm going to be psyched if it's a 10. But here we go. Let's see. Is it another 9.5 for Zach? Zach's last card? It's a 9.5. Okay, so I think the centering is the only thing that dinged him on this one, because it is a beautiful card. And like I said, I don't know, maybe in my previous part of the video, you could see the scratch a little bit better, but I can't see it right now. So a 9.5 is, I think, pretty reasonable, just judging on the centering itself. But this is an awesome looking card. Again, I don't think Zach's gonna be mad about a 9.5. So let's go on to the next. Okay, now this next card is actually for Zach's wife, Corinne. She is not super big into TCG. However, she loves Mimikyu from playing the games. So Zach actually got her this card, if I remember correctly. He got her this card, and I know she's psyched about getting it graded. It's the only card that she really has that she wants to have graded. So I really hope it comes back pretty solid. With this one, though, I did say we were looking at possibly a 9, because there is slight whitening on edges and corners and light scratching, and possibly a little centering issue. Like, if you look at the front, It's not very big, but the top border is slightly thicker than the bottom border. It's kind of hard to see here, but there's a little bit of centering there. You can see it on the back as well. Top is thicker than the bottom. Let's see if we can see the whitening. Honestly, I'm having a... Oh, there's a little bit of whitening in the bottom left corner there. You can see that little mark. Very minor. I do remember seeing some scratches. I know, again, the video that... the first half of the video, I go over this in more detail. We'll see how my notes stack up to what we have here. So, I said we were going to get a 9 on this one. Let's see what we have for Corinne. Peel to reveal. Do we have a 9? We have a 9. So, pretty good grade on this one. I don't think she's going to be upset about a TGA 9. Very, very good looking card. And you can't go wrong with the black label. I think that looks pretty solid. So, TGA 9. There you go. Alright guys, and for our final card, this one's pretty special. This one is for my friend Ben. Ben has a really cool collection, an old collection of like all of the OG sets. And he has, I think, 5 base set or base set 2 Charizards. I think 4 base sets and 1 base set 2 Charizard. So he's got a lot of really, really cool Charizards, right? However, he was a kid when he owned these, so there are some scratches, some surface scratching, stuff like that on there. They're not perfect, but this was one of the better ones that I saw. Now, this one was tough for me because it is older. It is different in the sense that there is, like I said, I wrote that there's scratches on the hollow, light surface scratches, a little bit of like hollow edging. Like I think that's the best way for me to say it. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up with just this light. I feel like we went over this in the first part of the video pretty well. But a little bit of hollow edging, slight whitening, and corner whitening, and the centering wasn't perfect. So I know that sounds like a lot that we're dinging him on, but I wanted to be pretty real with my guess. I didn't want, and you can kind of see some of the scratches in the hollow there. So again, it's not perfect, but I do think it's in good shape, especially for being, this was in his collection since he's been a kid. So like, I think it's going to be pretty solid as far as just a true vintage card. Now, I was very surprised with the Surfing Pikachu. So I said this thing was going to get a 7.5. I might have undershot that a little bit, but I'm going to stick with what I said. It's a 7.5. For my initial guess. I would not be surprised if it was higher than an 8 though. So let's see what we get here, Ben. I hope it's higher than 7.5, but let's peel to reveal this thing. It is a 8.5. This is a full grade better than what I thought it was gonna be. Ben, I think you're gonna be very, very happy with this. Got the gold label on there as well. And I think it looks pretty solid. So I hope you like this. I mean, I don't think you're gonna be upset about that at all. Like I said, apparently I need work on my vintage cards because I thought this was not gonna grade as well as it just did. But I'm happy it did. And all right, guys, there it is. That is my guess the grade for my friends. Now there were some big surprises in there. I clearly don't know how to guess the grade of vintage cards. That's that's what I'm gonna say. Ben and Zach, the Surfing Pikachu and the Charizard, those are way better as far as the actual grade they got than what I was thinking they were getting. So congrats on that. Definitely a win for you guys. And then the other cards, I mean, did Zach get 9.5s across the board for his? I'm pretty sure he did. So that's pretty solid. No 10s, but still 9.5s are super, super good. The 9 on the Mimikyu was great. And then an 8.5 on the Zard that's huge. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please follow the socials if you're not following already. Definitely smash that like button because I will have more of these videos. I love making them. I hope you guys enjoy watching them. And then leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought about the grades and
we'll go from there. I mean, I will see you guys on the next one. Like I said, I will have more in the future. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good night. I will see you on the next one. Bye!